Clara has to deal with grief,
Yes.
secrets, the relationship with her mom. How did you prepare to portray such a emotionally complex character?
I read the book a million times over and the script a million times over. I spent a lot of time listening to music. It was more just on the day getting into the emotional scenes and trying to handle them with care, and really just for all of Clara's scenes and for most of my scenes, I guess, I just do in general. I'm just like, how would I react to this? How would I handle this? How would I deal with this? But yeah, no, I just read the book a million times and tried to see it from Clara's perspective. I liked how real she felt. She's a very relatable character to me in a sense that I feel she's a very authentic character and very human in how many mistakes she makes.
I kind of fell in love with, just the character of Miller. He's a complicated guy. It's just, can't judge a book by its cover. He didn't really have his parents growing up, so he really had to mature at a young age, which kind of I had to do in this industry, which I can probably speak for you too. From a young age, you really kind of have to, mature a little faster, and, but I feel like a lot of that and just, being a teenager is confusing sometimes. So, yeah, I love Josh. I love Josh. He's so great. He's such a vibe. Like
He's such a vibe.
Yeah, every day on set with Josh is just hilarious. Sometimes, like if me and Mckenna had like a scene where we were just kissing or something, instead of just he would just instead of just calling cut normally, he'd be like, and cut. Or he would just go.
Or he'd let it go.
Sometimes you let it go really long, and then sometimes you just go, and Mckenna tickle Mason, and she would tickle me.
Yeah.
Which I would call my industry coordinator to say, this is off limits. I'm not okay with this.
I'm always nervous playing any character just because I want people to like them and I want people to like me. So it's just like, yeah, of course I'm nervous, but at the end of the day, as somebody who became a fan of the book, I just wanted to do something, and I think I can speak for Mason as well on this. I feel like we just both wanted to do things that, as fans of the characters, we would be happy with on screen.
Yeah.
The story just pulled me in. Morgan herself, her relationship to her daughter, her relationship to herself, her self-discovery, her passion, all of that was like very intriguing to me. And then being part of a movie in this genre was something I've always wanted to do. I've always been curious, and I was excited it was the first movie I've ever done where I wasn't bloody at the end. So I was excited to do that.
I do, in many ways. I think he's a sweet, somewhat introverted guy who loves the people around him and is very loyal, and just wants the best for everyone. Sometimes at the expense of what he needs himself. But yeah, I weirdly feel like this character is closer to me than maybe any other character I've ever played.
I have emotional feelings about mothers and daughters because I have a 14-year-old daughter, and my sister is one of my very best friends. She has a complicated relationship with my mom, and it's like, I don't mean in a bad way, I just mean every family has its own secret history or whatever, or secrets or things that are not what you thought. And it's like, so I'm attracted to movies about complicated families. One of my favorite movies is a movie called The Ice Storm that Ang Lee did. I like, Cameron Crowe's Say Anything, which about a daughter finding out that her father is not the man that she thought that he was. I like movies like that, and I like movies about teenagers. So I was attracted to all the elements.